Well, hello there, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of Paint Chronicles. I'm Emmy. Okay, so it's been probably close to 2 months since I've put out a video. Let me just start this with saying that it has been a crazy 2 months, and I've struggled a lot with a lot of different mental warfare. So I apologize for the long absence, but I'm back now, and I'm going to try my best to remain calm. There's not a whole lot I can tell you about what's gone on in the last 2 months. There have been a lot of personal issues that I've had to struggle to manage, but ultimately I can say that I'm in a better place. So there's something important that I've been struggling with that I would like to talk about. It's nothing I've been officially diagnosed with. I'm not a therapist, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist. I can't diagnose the issue, but I can tell you the problems that I've been struggling with that have led me to the conclusion that I've come to. I strongly believe I struggle with a syndrome called hyperempathy. There's someone I'm very close to in my life that is going through a huge struggle emotionally, mentally, and I've been kind of there with this person through it all. While I can't divulge the details to you exactly, I can tell you that the emotions that this person is feeling have been mapped into my brain due to an overactive amount of empathy. I've been feeling everything this other person has felt. I've cried every tear that they've cried. I've dealt with every heartache that they've dealt with. Even though I'm not actually going through the issue that they're going through, I'm not discounting what this person's going through either, but it's as if I can feel everything that they're going through. I've done a lot of research into this because it's something that Steve and I have decided we need to look into in order to figure out what issues need to be addressed in order to get through this. Because while you can probably identify with understanding someone else's feelings, it's a completely different thing to be able to feel exactly what somebody else is feeling when they're going through some grief. Pretty much everybody knows what empathy is, unless you're a psychopath or a sociopath. Empathy is being able to feel for someone else. When you see somebody fall and skin their knee, you're not physically hurting, but you can imagine the pain that they're feeling. Having hyperempathy is like not only imagining it, but feeling the pain on your knee. Of course, that's not actually happening, but in your mind, you can literally feel what they're feeling. Due to dealing with my emotions on top of this other person's emotions, I have been feeling very drained. I struggle to put my needs in front of anyone else. I have a hard time telling anyone no, despite whether or not I agree or want to do what is being asked of me. I make excuses for other people when they treat me poorly. I allow them to hurt me. I've been so constantly overwhelmed and exhausted and drained from everything that has been going on around me that I forget to take care of myself. It's almost as if my self-worth is derived from codependency, from being there for other people, for pleasing others, for wanting to understand and feel the way that they feel in order to get their approval. I've always been made fun of for being too emotional. I've always been discounted for, oh, that's just Emily being Emily. I've been called weepy. I get looks. When I try to explain what I'm feeling or what I'm going through, I know that it's much more than other people because of the looks that I get from them that say, okay, you're taking this too personally, or you're too invested in this when you shouldn't be. I swear to God, I'm not doing it on purpose. I don't want to be this way. And the fact that I don't want to be this way and I have no choice but to be incredibly empathetic toward everybody that I know, despite whether or not I like them, I'm sucked into this emotional vortex, and then I hate myself on top of it. So this is what I've been struggling with. I've been struggling with depression for what this other person that I love is going through. I've been struggling with depression for the fact that I can't seem to crawl out of this void that I've been sucked into, and I've been stuck in this hatred of myself for feeling for other people when I know that I need to separate my emotions from theirs. It's a hatred of what I've always been, and I've never been able to pinpoint exactly what it is that's wrong with me. And it's so hard to describe because people already think intrinsically that they understand what you're going through when you say you have too much empathy. Like, yeah, no, I know what empathy is. I get that sometimes. I feel bad for people when they're hurting. Yes, of course, most people do. Just imagine me as a sponge. When you pour water onto a sponge, it absorbs the water, right? However, in excess, water takes up every single space that sponge has to offer, and then it begins to kind of pour out of the sponge, right? The sponge can only hold so much before the water starts just overflowing. That's why you have to stop and wring out your sponge and then continue to wipe up whatever miraculous event that a bounty paper towel can't fix. I'm like that sponge. I soak up every single bit of emotion around me. That's why when I'm in a crowd of people, I get pretty anxious. When I'm at a party, I start to kind of shut down. I can lose myself trying to tend to other people's needs. All of that being said, this is a really complicated subject, and I don't know near enough about it to really give you any kind of real solid information on where I stand as a person. I can tell you that I'm trying really hard to pull myself out of this depression that I've been so very absorbed in for a very long time. I will say I did make a video about a month or so ago that I wanted to post involving the situation that I've been struggling with recently, but I've decided against posting that video for now, simply due to the fact that it's a very sensitive situation and I don't care to upset any kind of balance that there is. But I do plan on coming back and doing more videos and trying to make art happen. I have struggled and struggled and struggled to paint and nothing has come to mind. I have had no ideas. I'm in like a creative lurch. The idea of sitting down with a paintbrush and paper has been bombarding my brain for a couple of weeks. The room where I film my artwork is currently under duress. We're remodeling some of the room, trying to get new furniture, trying to make it more of a comfortable place. So at the minute, my room is a mess, and it has been an absolute mindfuck to get myself to walk into that room in order just to get a pad of paper and a pencil or my paintbrushes and paints. I know these all sound kind of like ridiculous issues, and most normal people don't really struggle with it to this extent to where they feel immobilized, but I guess I'm not normal. And I'm being honest with you because I want you to know what I've been going through. Whether it makes me look stupid or weak or incapable, I guess that's not my place to worry about judgment. But there it is. I finally sat down and painted something yesterday and posted for the first time on Instagram in 2 months. And it felt really good. The world is a mess. I avoid social media like the plague because it kind of is the plague right now. So I've gotten behind, and I apologize for being absent. I want to be here more. I have found a joy in posting these videos, as kind of silly and ridiculous as they can be at times. They do make me happy, so I'm going to try to be here more. So that's what I have for this week. It's been crazy. There's not a whole lot more to say. This is Debra the fish. She's sweet and she loves to swim. Thank you for joining me on this episode, and I hope that I didn't send anybody spiraling with my own crazy emotional warfare that's going on in my brain. And I hope you have a good week. Continue to make the best of it. Continue to have an open heart and to listen to other people's needs, and take care of yourself. Always take care of yourself. Keep your head up and keep working. And as always, stay creative.